How do you find out what you are? Here's the weird thing. I think this goes back to when we're kids. How many people sleep on their stomach? How many people enjoy sleeping on their back? I found a pretty strong relationship to that. And see, we do sleep on your back. How do you feel in the morning? Do you feel stiff? And the weird thing is I feel taller. If I were to do a push-up, I am stronger. If I were to run a staircase, I am lighter. If I have a joint injury, for whatever reason, more muscles are turned on and it doesn't hurt as bad, if at all. So that's how we can kind of maybe help pain or maybe figure out what's developed and what's not, which may be leading to the injury, at least the wear and tear ones, all right? And performance. So this thing, this belt, this AHA system, and let me show you the rest of it real quick. So we have this, and we're probably going to add it over the expo. You don't have to have this, but it really makes the difference. It makes it simple to understand. I'm going to teach you stretches, because with this system, I've noticed about a 30% increase on stretching. Quick. Last time I checked, I don't have time. Do you have time? Nobody seems to have time. This is done, as I said yesterday, right? Number 2, and plus I'm going to streamline which stretches each person needs based on, are they extension, where they have their shrug up, or are they flexion, and they're shrugged down. Okay? And I'll explain some of the main things now. So that's the first part. Second, I'm going to show you some strength drills. So there's a couple little twists that you can do that will make all the difference in the world, such as how you position the body. Okay? So, and then the final part, I'm going to show you some cool cardio things. I have been teaching this for 3 years, guys. My classes have never been so full. I have 80 people, and somehow I managed to screen everyone, have them be excited about knowing something new about their body, and teaching them modifications that they can not only do in my class, but in other classes. That is going to make you the extraordinary instructor, okay? Group training. How many times have you taught, I can't fix that person and that person and that person. You just can't. You can't be in 20 places at once. How do you do it? Well, I have an entire football team that's pulled. They're all group 1, we're good. Go imagine they push down a lot in that sport. And the beautiful thing is they are learning how to do deadlifts and power lifts, and their backs don't hurt. Their glutes are getting stronger. The hamstrings are engaging. Okay? It's awesome. I have people that are active in rehab and it's speeding this process up. So why can't we take this and put it in the group life setting and help everybody in larger quantities? But, okay, hip flexor. Just being pulled back allows me to get more of a hip flexor stretch. All right? Now, red team, I'm doing red team stuff right now. Group 1, right? Hip flexors are tight on everybody. We sit as human beings. Guess what? Everybody's tight. Here's the difference. The blue team gets up, they use the hip flexors. Red team, we don't. So red team needs to train it. Blue team needs to not train it so much. Okay? Think of sports that train the hip flexors. Sprint, uphill, big one, is getting something like a TRX or buddy system. Now, my lower chest tends to be really tight, so this. And when we're in a large group class, I can have people tied to each other, and it's kind of a fun factor, I'll be honest with you, when you're tied to your neighbor. Now, the funny thing is, you don't have to be facing them or turn away. Whatever you are, okay? So I face out, and they may be a 2, and they face in. So yeah, they get to look at me, right? But we can all do it together. You don't have to have a wall. So it can be a great community thing, okay? It's fun, too. So, chest. So when I do warm-ups for my group classes, until I know everybody, I do something that blankets everything, and I will give you an example of that. I do a lot of stuff with fascial lines. Now, if I can be tied up, even better. If you have 10 minutes to assess the class at the beginning, get them tied up, do the warm-up with this. If you don't, that's fine. You can learn what they are in the warm-up. That's the beautiful thing of the warm-up. They don't know what's going on, you do. And what you do is you kind of walk by and you push up, and you push on their back, you have to push on your hands, and it answers a lot of questions. So then you memorize your 1 or 2, but if that's too much, give them a bracelet, a red bracelet or a blue bracelet so you can remember, okay? So, one more big one, Cobra. So 1 generally fares very well with the Cobra, a 2 doesn't, all right? So those are some of the main stretches. Now, if we go to the 2 world, I'm not going to go ahead and put them in, but my 2s, they're going to be facing in, okay? One of the big ones is chest. They need to push down and de-shrug. Another one is tilting your head to the side for 2, because 2s always have tight necks. The reason why, they reach up, they get it. They pull down, they don't get it, so they walk around like this. So 2s get the migraines, they get the headaches, okay? Now, another big one with the 2 is the hamstrings. Here's a cool trick. This might change your entire training career. A 2, now I can lay on my back. That's ideal because I'm touching my back, and I'm a 2. But if I put my foot out and reach forward, naturally we do this. Totally different. I'm extending, I'm getting tall at my spine. My hamstring will actually stretch more if I'm a 2. A 1, I don't feel a difference. A 2, whoa. Another big one is hip flexor. Pushing out versus this. A 1 will push down, a 2 will push out. Now, if you're hooked up, even better. 2s love raising their arms up. Let them, okay? The hip flexor will relax. I'm with 2s. So I would go over, like, do I have the time to separate them? Or do I go over, how do I do this in a group setting, okay? Like an example of how I would do a chest stretch in a group setting of 1s and 2s. My 1s would do something where they stay pushed down, right? My 2s would do something like this, because they need to stretch lower. My 1s need to stretch taller. So my 1s push down, my 2s reach forward and open. They will feel a difference in the back. If you can hook them up, bonus, you're a step ahead. If you can't, you're still exploring. Invite people to try one and then try the other and ask them, do you feel better with this or better with that? What are you? And you'll do multiple ones to verify. Okay? Now, a lot of walking drills. 1s, I do a lot of this. 2s, I do a lot of this, or reaching, okay? Simple. Half the class is doing this, the other half of the class is doing this, okay? So, now weights. My 1s are really good pushing down, really good pulling down, and we have huge quads. So, what do I need? I need to push up. You want to wow somebody who's a 1? Shoulders. I'm doing a plank, and I'm getting better shoulders. My 2s wouldn't do that, okay? My 2s would just stand and do this. My 1s, I push down. My 2s, I reach, okay? If I'm hooked up, it is so much more intense. When I'm hooked up, it is all here, it is all here, and the beautiful thing, this is what makes this system different. I can support you. Easy, right? Say you're driving a car, you're veering off to the right. I can pull you to the center of the road, I fix it, right? You didn't learn anything. How do I do that? You're veering to the right, I'm gonna pull you way out to the right, you're right? You're gonna figure it out, right? You're going to correct. So when you take off all this apparatus, you've learned because you've overcorrected. I realign the body while doing any class, any format, boxing, kickboxing, step, BO.O.M, lever systems, you name it. I realign with the body. So you can get a bigger workout, you feel warmed up, you're using more muscles, you're using the right muscles, and you know how it feels, and it makes sense. Head and through the woods, right? And then they clip it down to their belt. The only difference is the tube would have the blocks here. Now we should have a lot of belts there for people to try, because the thing about a belt, when you're in a group X setting, clip in, clip out. Now watch. Clip in, clip out. Next person. They're gonna go, I'm out. I don't need to step in and out of bands and all that, okay?
Click, click, boom! I'm coming down on the stereo, hit me on the radio. Click, click, boom! I'm coming down with a new style, and you know it's buck wild. Click, click, boom! I'm on the radio station, tour of the nation, leaving the scene in devastation. I can see it in my mind. I can see it in their eyes.
Ones go forward, twos go backwards. This is going to be a figure 8 run. Everybody can do this run. If you're 2 and your knees hurt, go backwards. Okay, over here. My ones need hamstrings. My twos need quads. Okay, one's hamstrings, 2 quads. This is a push-up. My ones, this is not necessarily helping you. It's coaching your issue. My twos, I want you guys feet on the wall, doing an inverted march. Alright? This is next band. My ones, bottom hand push down. Twos, you don't need it. Newbies, I'm going to come around and coach you as we're going. Next one, quick feet pattern. Alright, I'll have a band where you can hold it over your shoulders. 1, 2s, you can hold it in front. This one, kind of like the run. My ones, jump, quick feet back. Make sure you get a full extension. 2s, facing in. Alright? Quick feet down the BO.O.M. If you have ankle issues, do it on this side on the floor. Try quick feet patterns. If you're Marvin and you jump, make sure you stick it. Okay? Stop, return. Quick feet, sprint, stop, return. This one. You can do whatever. Slams, jumping jacks. My ones, lift your knee, it helps. 2s, don't worry about it. Now this one. My 2s, here's your push-up. My ones, this is your out. Okay? Over here, this is a power step up. My ones always like facing out. My 2s always like facing in. Alright? Bunny rows. My 2s throw this on your back. It's going to be this. My ones, if you start using your back, that is your position. Alright, this one. Skaters. Where you guys can do shuffle patterns. My 2s, guess what? Same thing. Next one. I need a BO.O.M. I'm going to get a BO.O.M. My ones. Burpee. My 2s. Hold.